found a clue that didn't make sense until it did. I almost threw the receipt away. It was crumpled in the bottom of the grocery bag, stuck to a carton of eggs. I remember smoothing it out while standing in my kitchen, half distracted thinking about dinner. It was just habit. I always double-check receipts because stores mess up sometimes. But this one didn't make sense. The total was $67.84. I had spent $23. At first I thought the cashier double-charged me. Then I noticed the timestamp. The receipt was printed 3 hours before I even walked into the store. I stared at it for a solid 10 seconds trying to make my brain catch up. Same store, same register number, same loyalty account digits at the bottom. My account, my name, but I hadn't been there. I even checked my bank app to make sure I hadn't forgotten some earlier trip. Nope, only one charge from that store all week. The one I had just made, I figured it was a glitch. Maybe the system recycled receipt paper. Maybe someone else's receipt got mixed in. Weird, but not exactly life-changing. So I tossed it on the counter and started cooking. And that's where the story should have ended, but it didn't. The next morning, I woke up to a notification from my email. Thanks for your purchase from the same grocery store. Attached was a digital receipt. Timestamp yesterday, 18 a.m. That same mysterious time from the crumpled receipt. Except this email had a full item list. I opened it: bread, milk, frozen meals, paper towels, dish soap, all normal stuff. Then I saw the last item: prepaid phone, $49.99. My stomach dropped. I don't buy prepaid phones. I barely even upgrade my regular phone. I read the receipt 3 times hopping. I misunderstood it. No charge to my loyalty account, paid in cash. Someone had used my account in person, and suddenly that crumpled receipt didn't feel random anymore. I logged into my store account and checked purchase history. There it was the same transaction. Then I noticed something else. It wasn't the first weird purchase over the last 3 months. There were tiny purchases scattered everywhere. Different times, different days. Small stuff, snacks, drinks, household items. Always paid in cash, always tied to my account. Whoever was doing this wasn't stealing money. They were piggybacking my loyalty account, which made no sense until it did. Because loyalty accounts don't just track purchases. They track locations. I clicked into the store app and opened the rewards map. Every purchase shows the store location where it happened. And suddenly a pattern appeared. Every purchase happened at stores within a 5-mile radius of my apartment. Every single one, whoever this was, lived near me. Now I was fully awake. I changed my account password. Immediately logged out of all devices. The usual panic routine. Then I tried to forget about it, except I couldn't because 2 days later I got another email. Welcome to your new account from a streaming service I don't use. Signed up with my email address. My first reaction was frustration. Spam happens. People mistype emails all the time. Then I saw the profile name. It wasn't random. It was my last name and the zip code listed on the account. Mine. Someone nearby wasn't just using my grocery rewards. They were slowly building a digital life using my information. And that's when the clue finally clicked into place. The prepaid phone. They needed a number. I spent the next hour locking everything down. Password manager, 2-factor authentication. Credit freeze, the whole nuclear option. But one question wouldn't leave my head. Why go through all this effort and not steal money? Why groceries? Why streaming accounts? Why a prepaid phone? It felt like someone was warming up before doing something bigger. And that thought kept me up that night. 3 days later, I got a call from my apartment office. They said someone had come in asking about confirming my lease details. Said they were my cousin. Tried to get a copy of my lease. That was the moment my stomach dropped in a way I've never felt before. This wasn't random identity theft. This was someone trying to become me locally, live where I lived, shop where I shopped, build a paper trail in my neighborhood, and the only reason I caught it early was a stupid crumpled receipt. A receipt I almost threw away. The police eventually told me this happens more than people think. Some identity thieves don't go straight for credit cards. They build low-risk identity shadows first, grocery accounts, subscriptions, prepaid phones, things that don't trigger fraud alerts. They create a believable version of you before they make a big move. And apparently I stopped mine halfway through the process, all because of a receipt that didn't make sense until it did. Ever since this happened, I check every receipt, every email, every harmless notification, because the scary part isn't the big obvious fraud, it's the tiny clues you almost ignore. Now I'm curious, what's the weirdest, small thing that ever turned into a huge red flag for you? Or am I the only one who almost ignored the clue that could have ruined my life eyes?